screen. Let's get back to that. All right, we're good. So I'm sorry. All right. So my name is Jeff, and I am a user experience, user interface designer and graphic designer.
And my name is Fraser Seymour. I'm a software engineering student at the University of Guelph. Personally, I've had two grandmothers who have gone through the dementia process, so this is something that hits really close to home for me. And it is a system that I've had in mind for a while now.
Our third partner in crime is not here today because of family emergency, so he's going to be here with us in spirit. So this program we created is a multimedia collection that enables people to share memories. This is an online cloud system that will be used on any device, anywhere with internet. This can be used for all stages of dementia, but is most effective at the early stages of it. Our goal is to foster family communication throughout all stages of dementia, either bringing family members together physically to talk about events or online with distant relatives. This can also be used as a memory aid to help one-on-one conversations for later stages of dementia. We want the users to preserve their history firsthand. Here's how.
All right, so now we're going to turn over to the actual interface itself. So the process of using the software starts with having pictures uploaded into it. So you can see here the gallery view. So if we click on one of these pictures, this will be the more primary view that a user will mostly interact with. So you can see it's akin to a digital picture frame. You can click through, see different pictures, that sort of thing. What we are hoping to add to these pictures then is memories, specifically memories from multiple perspectives. So you can see here, right now we have two methods. One of those is sound bites, so audio recordings, and the other is just plain text. So we're hoping, so the user themselves, while they're flipping through this slideshow of pictures, if something tweaks, it could be something that was going on at that time, or even just something that the image reminds them of, they can click this edit button or tap and just easily record a memory. But moreover than that, other family members can log in and add their own perspectives, their own stories, and then you wind up with just this wealth of context and information for all these different pictures. So then, once this information has been gathered, you can view it. So for example, if you click, read about this image, text stories will come up about that image. So this story isn't true, but these pictures that you'll see flipping through are actually pictures that I've digitized with my grandfather. So that's cool for you to know. You can also, for the audio bites, click hear about this image. And like we've heard, audio can be a really great medium to get information across to people with dementia. So you can see here multiple family members' perspectives on, this one photo. So then with this data, so what brings this beyond just a multimedia LifeBook that you could have on a DVD is then using this data akin to how we use big data so that we can make intellectual decisions on how to display it. So say my grandpa sees this image, he's flipping through, and it's like, hey, that's VE Day, or maybe it's not. He doesn't remember the very day, but he remembers something about this, and it strikes home to him. He can click that button down there that says see an image like this, and it will flip to, in this case, a picture that was taken the same day with the same event. But it could be other ways of linking it, like if they described it, this image reminds me of my mother, it could link to other images of their mother or other images that they have said reminds them of their mother. I mean, we want to be able to make this kind of as flexible and smart as we can. So the interface itself, we've kind of been careful about trying to design it from the very beginning with dementia users, like people with dementia being able to use it. So we have large buttons, we have very direct instructions on the buttons, read more about this picture. It's a fairly direct, nothing inferred here. So we try to make the context input also as intuitive as we can. But also, when the family is using this, we don't want the family members to be limited by simplicity either. So we have more input options in mind that can add greater flexibility while also staying minimal and not, distracting or making a user with dementia feel like embarrassed for not knowing information. So as well, we want to make this interface very adaptable. So if having the gallery or the edit photo options either become confusing at some point, or they just aren't capable of using it themselves, we can kind of deactivate that and have just these read-only buttons to interact with the pictures that a user can use just to flip through it by themselves, or what we're thinking is that could also be used later in dementia, as kind of a conversation starter, a family member or a caregiver. And this user with dementia can have this and just flip through and get context and have, discussion with a user. So that's kind of the overall goal as we have it right now. Future goals would be to do more with this data. So, like having it autoplay through images that are linked, being able to, taking analytics from it. So being able to say, oh, they've interacted with this image and images like it multiple times, maybe, whatever trait that is, we know that is something they're remembering right now. Maybe that's important. The other thing is just general, like this kind of a tool could just be generally useful for storing heritage in general, family stories, and also the data could be transferred to other uses. So like other users kind of already having most of a LifeBook made, or online memorials was another option. So just lots of future expansion here.
So in terms of collecting the information and putting it in, is that something, what if somebody doesn't have a lot of media available in their family or a family member? Have you thought how you might?
Well, it won't be for everybody, so some people just don't have old photos or don't have a source of media. They won't be able to use it. But aside from old photos, I just happen to have old photos. But Brenda, when she was here, was talking about Facebook photos or just photos from device cameras that her family sends her and wanting a way to store that. So it could pull from social media. We didn't really touch on the actual upload process here, and digitization is a huge, huge issue, which maybe we could, streamline later. But that would be an option, is new data that is generated. Or alternately, using context that we have to pull like news items. One other thing Brenda said was just something like JFK. She would remember what was going on at that point, so that could be something useful.
Does your app have a name or your team name?
Pending.
It's kind of pending right now. The part about that I like the best is the obviously the voice curation, and that's kind of a neat thing. I just want to make sure that you've checked that there's no existing photo app of the thousands of photo apps out there that allows you to curate with voice and with text annotation that you could use in sort of a similar way.
A lot of it would be maybe work that Circa has done as far as me being focused this specifically for reminiscence like this. There probably are other multimedia. The idea of a multimedia LifeBook using audio clips and things has been around for a while. I don't believe, to the best of my research, there is something that's kind of packaged and specifically for users with dementia.